Good morning, everyone. My name is Charafat Afailal. I'm from Morocco. I would like to thank the Congreso Futuro for giving me this opportunity to participate in this distinguished Congress and to talk about water. Water. So, no. Yes. So we will be highlighting the main challenges of water and what it means water for humanity and for world. And we'll be focusing the Arab region as the most water-scarce region in the world. And we'll give you as well an overview about the water in the Mediterranean before talking how to build water resilience and how to deal with climate change, to secure water access for all, to establish as well the peace in the world. So, excuse me, I didn't see, maybe I have to see here. Water. Water is life. Water is crucial for the humanity. Water is crucial for socio-economic development. Water is important as well for peace and stability. Water access is, as recognized by United Nations, is a human right. Water access is fundamental for growth, for food security, for energy production, with the connection by three components: water, nexus, water, food security, and energy and ecosystem. Water is crucial as well for ecosystem balance and for environmental protection. Water as well is an important input for economic growth. Water is the first common good. So the water is belong to states. We cannot appropriate water as individual. Water is a key element for peace and for security in the world, and is a vector to promote cooperation among nations. Water is a key element as well for prosperous future. Water as well is crucial for all SDGs. It plays a central role for all the SDGs. Without water, we cannot achieve any SDGs because there is interlinkages between water and the 17 SDGs. It plays a central role for achieving SDGs. But what are the main challenges? Water is under a real threat. Climate variability, because the water is the first victim of climate change, and we have to connect the climate agenda and the water agenda as well, without talking as a water as a marginalized component in the climate. Water is a problem in climate change, and water could be a solution as well to deal with climate change. There is also a main challenges by increasing demand that creates imbalance between demand and water supply. There is also a real challenges by the land use change. Water conflicts, we are witnessing now weaponization of water. We are witnessing somewhere in the world where the water infrastructure are targeting by the conflict arming in the nation, and that's jeopardize the water access for everyone and jeopardize as well the human rights as recognized by United Nations, and it's very, very bad for that. We are seeing what happened now in some conflict region in the world: Syria, Yemen, Gaza, Ukraine, etc., etc. We are witnessing the weaponization of water. And the water also could be a target of natural disaster by accelerating the extreme event, flooding, drought, desertification, etc., etc. So now I will give you an overview about this current situation in the Arab region or the MENA region. As Arab region is qualified as a global hotspot of unsustainable water use. Regarding that, the Arab region is considered the most water scarce in the region and the least prepared to face water crisis. 61% of the population exposed to the high water stress versus 30% in the world. 71% as well of the share of the GDP exposed to the high water stress risk in the Arab region as well. So the Arab region also is the greatest, is expected to have the greatest economic loss from the climate-related water scarcity. It's compared between 6 and 40% of GDP by 2015. The Arab region as well suffer from the degradation of the quality, which increase the waterborne diseases and increase some diseases especially in the refugee region regarding the bad quality of the water. The water as well in the Arab region is the highest effective water subsidized by the states. So the government give the money to secure water access without securing financial balance with the water delivery. The water as well in the Arab region, they are using the huge part of this desalination because of the water scarcity, especially in the Gulf states. As well, the cost of inadequate water supply and sanitation, and also with the decrease of the conflicts in the region. So, what are the main sources in the Arab region for the water? For example, in North Africa, we are almost using and relying to the surface water through dam storage. In Morocco, for example, we have more than 150 big dams by mobilizing a huge public investment to secure water storage, and also groundwater, especially in the rural area. For the Middle East, they are relying principal transboundary water because the water they are shared by all the countries, the neighbor country, which create tension, which creates conflicts between nations without making the water as a vector of cooperation among nations. In the Gulf as well, they are relying mostly desalination and the reuse of water. This picture shows the share part of the desalination capacity among the world. We are witnessing that in Middle East has the most part of the desalination, almost 46.7% of desalination among the world are located in the Gulf country. So water, what are suffering from water management? So there is some main factor that make managing water is more and more difficult, and securing water access for all the population is becoming very challenging for the Arab region because of main factor. First of all, we have unsustainable management of water. We don't care about water. We don't know how to save water, how to take care about water. We just open the tap and we forgot what are losing when doing some domestic task. So we have also our program of developments goes beyond our capacity, our water capital. We are developing our country in the agriculture level without taking into consideration the limits. We have suffering from that in Morocco. We are encouraging people to make some crops. They consume a lot of water, giving the subsidizing the big farmers without taking into account what is the capacity of the water capacity for each country. When we have drought, we start talking about we have to find solution. No, we have to take into account before building any sectoral strategy the limit. What is the red line to not reach to make the water access for all and secure the water access of all. There is also over abstraction all our main aquifers are almost reaching alarming level because there is rules, but no one respects the rules by regulating the abstraction underground. There is also low water efficiency in the pipeline, in the network. We are losing a lot of water by not taking into account the efficiency of the infrastructure. Also, there is another point which is, in my opinion, more important. We are witnessing the lack of coordination. The water sector is very complicated. There is a lot of stakeholders, almost 13 or 14 stakeholders. But the coordination among sectors is very lack. Each one build their own strategy independent of the other. That make the building the coordinated strategy, it's very, very far to be achieved. Another point that emphasizes the conflict and the tension, as that in the Arab region, almost 2/3 water are shared among nations by the river, the big rivers. What they create more tension and more conflicts, and making the access to water for all very far to be achieved. And the other point as well, there is a gap between sectoral planning and planification of investment. Water requires a lot of budget, public budget, and sometimes we find the water that not posed as a priority of the nation. We go to the education or health or other sector, so we cannot meet between sectoral planning and investment planning. There is also a data sharing is a very a big issue in the Arab region. So water scarcity will be we will have a real impact in the economic for the Arab region by losing the share of GDP between 6 and 14 by 2050. What will be the future? The future of the Arab region is really, really bad regarding the prediction of IPCC and the climate change impact, which will impact firstly the MENA region and the Gulf region by increasing the temperature. Excuse me. So now let's have a look about the water situation in the Mediterranean basin as the first touristic destination in the world. So the water in the Mediterranean basin, there is almost 20 million people lack access to drinking water, especially in the southern and eastern parts of the Mediterranean basin. 30% of the population are living in water-scarce countries. 220 million people suffer also from water scarcity in the Mediterranean basin, which is qualified as a hotspot of climate change. Water also, as a first world tourist destination, the water in Mediterranean region suffered from pollution. The use of fertilizers and pesticides in the agriculture, where the rate is above the world average in the world. There is also, we are witnessing also a substantial drop of precipitation. In Morocco, we are 25% decrease of rain. We are facing now a dramatic drought in Morocco. This is almost the 6 years without enough rain in Morocco. So it's not touching and impacting only the rural and the small localities, but now the big cities like Casablanca, Rabat, Marrakech are suffering from the water shortage because we are witnessing a very, very dramatic drought for 6 years. The impact also of climate change is very visible and is very tangible in the Mediterranean region. I qualified the Mediterranean basin as a laboratory of climate change. All the phenomena are operating in this basin: flooding, drought, desertification, the sea level rise. All the phenomena related to climate change are operating in the basin of Mediterranean, which make the Mediterranean countries facing anticipating a future crisis that we have to build our resilience and to prepare ourselves to face those crises in the future. As we see here, 6 of 11 major rivers are shared by the countries, and which creates also as I mentioned before, the conflict and tension among nations, and we have to promote hydrodiplomacy. Hydrodiplomacy can prepare the countries to talk to each other, to negotiate, to build cooperative management, how to share water among countries. The future will be very, very worse as well for the Mediterranean region. This is the red part. They suppose to face extremely high water crisis by 2040, including North Africa, as we mentioned, and the Middle East as a part will be facing a very high increase in temperature and decreasing rainfall. So the South Mediterranean, particularly the MENA region, is the epicenter of these water scarcity crises, as it's home 15 out of 20 of the world's most water scarce control. What are the solutions? How to build our resilience? This is really a holistic approach and requires from us, requires from the policymakers, requires from scientists, requires from institutions to prepare our strategy to face climate change and to build resilience in the climate change. I present this scheme. We have to act at governance and institutional level by promoting the regulation, by regulating the access to water, by coordinating all the sectors. We have to promote as well the cooperation. When cooperation goes well among water, that flow the good cooperation among all sectors. We have to act as well at technical level by promoting IWRM, Integrated Water Resource Management, as the main tool to manage water. The good way that we could manage water is bringing all the stakeholders together among the table, and we build our common strategy, and we respect as well the strategy. The problem in our countries, in some countries that we build and we have prepared a good strategy, but in the implementation we don't really respect the tool and the disposition in this strategy. We have to act as well at the financial level by promoting, but creating a water market, by encouraging people to invest in water infrastructure, by open the door as well to private sector to build and to make from water a real strategy and be more attractive and attractive. So I will stop here. Thank you for attention, and maybe we have all to respect water and take care of the water in our home. Thank you so much.